Who remembers summer 2024, when USA Basketball famously snubbed Caitlin Clark from the Olympic team? Well, after it almost came back to bite them in Paris, they didn't make the same mistake again. Caitlin Clark debuted for Team USA this past week at FIBA World Cup qualifiers, teaming up with longtime rivals Angel Reese, Paige Bueckers and other WNBA stars. There was a lot of controversy. Caitlin received criticism for ignoring Angel Reese right here. There was disrespect. Despite being USA's best player throughout, Caitlin came off the bench in every game, but in the end, as she usually does, Caitlin Clark had the last laugh. She made everyone on the USA Basketball program look stupid, leading the team to an undefeated 5-0 record and winning the tournament MVP award. Caitlin Clark was unstoppable. She led USA in efficiency rating, assists, she was second in points per game, and she did all of this playing around 20 minutes a game for the entire tournament. The statistics were great, but stats don't do these performances justice. You need to see with your own two eyes how good Caitlin Clark really was on the international stage. So let me show you, and let's not let them forget. Starting off with the Senegal game, and halfway through the first, we see Caitlin Clark check into the game for the first time, and she immediately makes an impact. Caitlin brings the ball up the floor, gives it up and gets it back from Plum. Now watch this. With time and space to operate on the left wing, Caitlin patiently waits for the screen, uses it, forces the big to step up, then slips a bounce pass into Monique Billings, who finishes strong. A textbook example of a well-executed screen and roll for Caitlin's first of many assists in a Team USA jersey. On the next play, Caitlin might have lost control of the handle, but she didn't lose control of the basketball game. She sees everything, setting up Kelsey Plum for a wide open catch and shoot free ball. She drains it, and that's 2 early assists for CC. And for her third play of the game, how about 3 points? When you're as good a shooter as Caitlin Clark, there's no such thing as an easy open shot. If you want to get open, you have to work for it. Watch Caitlin Clark moving off the ball here. She starts stationary in the left corner, loses her defender on the backdoor cut, curling round from the baseline to the wing, round the screen, off the handoff, she rattles in the long bomb. Some might say it was luck, but that was her first ever shot for Team USA. She was always going to make that one. This play right here might look simple, but what makes it brilliant is the simplicity. Caitlin is spotting up in the corner while Howard and Kiki are running the pick and roll. There isn't an angle for Howard to find the big on the slip right here, but Caitlin still finds a way, and she does so with a quick reaction time, quick fire pass upon catching inside to Kiki, and she scores the easy goal. Caitlin Clark sinks another deep 3 on this play, but I've got to give a shout out to Monique Billings. Watch how she obstructs 2 defenders with a monster screen off the ball to free up CC, who makes the free ball look like a layup. It's an unbelievable shot from an unbelievable player, but it doesn't happen without that hard screen from Billings, taking 2 Senegalese defenders completely out of the picture. Although Ryan Howard and Caitlin Clark have some history going at it in the W, they make for a great duo when they're on the same team. Caitlin runs the pick and roll from the wing, going left. Her first instinct is to step back and let it fly, but the Senegalese big and drop coverage recovers well, so Caitlin improvises. She pivots past the closeout and within milliseconds scans the floor, sees Ryan Howard open on the weak side and throws a cross-court dime right in the shooter's pocket for a Ryan Howard free ball. And then again, Caitlin from the left corner shakes her defender with a behind-the-back move, draws the attention of 3 Senegal defenders on the drive, kicks out to Howard again for another free ball, different side of the floor, but same result, 3 more points for Team USA. Speaking of chemistry, what about CC and Monique Billings? There are few scarier sights in women's basketball than Caitlin Clark on the fast break. Racing out ahead, it's a 3-on-2 situation. Watch how patient Caitlin is here. She doesn't rush the pass to Plum in the corner or give it to Billings too early. No, she waits just long enough for the defender to engage before slinging it over to Billings inside, no dribble needed, putting her in perfect position to put it in from close range. And now to the play everyone wanted to see. 2 rivals, 2 enemies putting beef to the side to represent their country. Caitlin receives the ball. Angel Reese has a size advantage inside, lets her know about it. Clark creates the angle, pinpoint pass right on cue inside to Angel for a textbook finish at the rim. Speaking of teaming up with rivals, how about this one? Caitlin Clark and Paige Bueckers coming together for not the only time in this game. Paige hits Caitlin in transition, she thinks about the free, instead she puts the ball on the floor, waits for Paige's defender to commit before dishing back out to her for the catch and shoot free, and Paige's shot is all net. If you've ever watched the Indiana Fever, you know all about this play. Swap Kalia Copper with Kelsey Mitchell and you'd think you're at a Fieldhouse home game. You've seen this a million times. Caitlin Clark gives it to the big top of the key, gets it right back and waits patiently for Copper to cut backdoor. Her bounce pass splits two defenders, setting Copper up for the up and under across the baseline. Beautiful, unselfish basketball from Team USA. Caitlin set up Paige a few plays ago. Now it's time for Paige to return the favour. That's what having another pure point guard on the floor does. It enables Caitlin to play off the ball and have someone create scoring opportunities for her for a change. Bueckers cuts backdoor, receives the pass inside, and instead of finishing over taller defenders, she sees Clark backpedal into the 3-point line, finds her, Clark fires a catch and shoot free, and you already know that's money in the bank. Senegal right here broke rule number 1. You do not give Caitlin Clark space going left. Coming round the screen, CC is left with too much space from beyond the arc. Step back 3 on the way, it's good. Caitlin Curry from downtown punishes Senegal for disrespecting her range. And that right there caps off an incredible individual performance in a massive USA victory. Caitlin Clark double-double, 17 points and a near FIBA record 12 assists, doing all of this in just 19 minutes of action. Now to anyone that says Caitlin Clark doesn't play defense, show them this clip right here. Watch how Caitlin is 2 steps ahead. She reads the passing lane and intercepts the ball, then runs the full length of the floor and is able to keep her composure, finishing the play under pressure and drawing the foul for one more at the line, turning defense into offense, getting the 3-point play the old-fashioned way. And speaking of 3-point plays, she can do it both ways. CC from the logo takes a moment, probably in disbelief, realizing how open she is, says thank you very much. Puerto Rico launches a deep tray ball, green release, showcasing her limitless range. How about the 1-2 punch with Angel Reese? Angel with her back to the basket wants it, Caitlin finds her on the post entry pass, Reese goes to work, spins back over her left shoulder and finishes the play in the paint. Another play, another assist. Caitlin Clark in transition here wastes no time, throws a bullet pass 3 lengths of the court right on cue to Burrell, who reverses it off the glass and in. Quarterback vision from the young point guard out of Iowa. All of this and it's still not enough to make the starting lineup for the next game. But talk about having an immediate impact off the bench. Clark at half court passes off to the big at the top of the key and positions herself as if she's going left to receive the handoff. Instead, Caitlin uses the defender's body momentum against her to wiggle back the other way, and watch how once she receives the give and go, the help defender steps over to stop Caitlin going inside. Caitlin improvises, gets low, picks up her dribble early to protect the ball and step through unchallenged to the cup to lay it up and in. Angel Reese doesn't get credited for an assist on this play, but she set Caitlin Clark up nicely. CC calls for a pick and Angel delivers with a hard screen, freeing Caitlin up for her signature sidestep 3 from deep, and of course she cans it from way downtown, her first triple of the game, and who would have ever thought that these two rivals would share such great chemistry. Caitlin Clark is a maestro in the pick and roll. Hanby sets the screen, slips to the basket, Caitlin squeezes a bounce pass in the pocket, splitting 2 defenders as Hanby gathers and goes all the way to the 10 to score. Standard pick and roll right here, Caitlin probes around the perimeter before finding her on the roll down low. This time it's Billings' turn to step through and score on the reverse. On this play, Clark is harassed on the perimeter, but look how easy Team USA make it look. Angel Reese doing the dirty work again, sets a hard off-ball screen to get Plum open on the wing. Caitlin does the rest, setting up Kelsey for the triple, which she knocks down. Those same 3 linking up together again. Clark from the kick out waits for the closeout, pump fakes, puts the ball on the floor, throws it back out to Plum in the corner. She slides the bounce pass to Angel on the block, who overpowers her defender in the paint, goes baseline and reverses it off the glass and in. And this play right here is just stupid. Caitlin Clark at the top of the key goes deep in her bag. Ball on the floor, dancing behind the back, between the legs, stop, spin, turnaround jumper from the foul line, rattles in. Caitlin Clark reminding them all right there that she's happy to play a team role and pass the ball, but don't forget she's the NCAA's all-time leading scorer for a reason. Paige Bueckers with active hands on the defensive end gets a deflection and Team USA come up with possession. And playing with Caitlin Clark, she knows she can be off to the races and not look back because she knows the ball's coming her way. CC rewards Paige for running the floor, cutting the defense open with a bounce pass from near half court, and Bueckers scores with no dribbles needed. And although the game was long over, Caitlin had to give the travelling fans one more magical moment. Coming round the screen, the Italian defender stays in drop coverage. She doesn't step up to get a hand up, and that's never a good idea. CC capitalizes, casually stepping into a pull-up free ball, punishing the defense again for disrespecting her range. For USA, that's another win and another incredible Caitlin Clark performance. And picking up exactly where she left off last game, when are these other countries going to learn? You do not guard Caitlin Clark in the pick and roll and drop coverage. Different opponent, same result. Simple high pick and roll, Caitlin Clark taking what the defense gives her. They give her an open three, she takes it, she buries it, and sometimes it's just that simple. And the next play is a great example of just how much trust these USA teammates have in their point guard. Billings fights hard for the board on the defensive glass, and right away she's looking for CC. She knows if she bombs forward, Caitlin's gonna reward her for doing so. Clark on the break, perfect bounce pass to Billings. She loses control of it, but she recovers, scores, and that's the first assist of the game for CC. Add another one to the assist tally right here. Caitlin Clark running the point, crosses half court, hesitates, blows by her defender on the interior, and then check out the vision. Caitlin anticipates the defender on the weak side stepping over to help in the paint. That means the shooter's going to be open in the corner. That shooter happens to be Paige Bueckers. Clark finds her, Paige hits the shot. It's like clockwork. I told you earlier about Caitlin's defense, so pay attention. This is how you guard in the high pick and roll. New Zealand run the pick and roll, and watch how Caitlin applies pressure, blitzing the ball handler and snatching possession off of her before racing down the other end for a free and easy 2 points. On this play, Caitlin Clark is zoned out. She's not even paying attention. Here's the shouts from her teammate, switches on, catches the ball off guard and decides, you know what, I'm about to put the moves on this poor defender right here. Ball on the floor, CC surrounded by 3 defenders, hits him with a low crossover and swishes a step back jumper from the mid-range, looking like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Team USA making hoops look simple, getting the stop on the defensive end out quickly in transition. Billings to Clark, who wastes no time, throwing a quick touch pass inside to Kiki for an easy score in the paint. Check out the ball movement from USA right here. No dribbling needed, just moving the rock and waiting for a good shot. Kiki gets it from Paige, gives it right back. Bueckers extra pass to CC at the top of the key, and you already know she's going to drill the free. The last game was all about the link up between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. This time, it's her and Paige Bueckers coming together and making things happen. And guess what? We got to see more of this chemistry in the next game. Clark doing a bit of everything, crashing the boards, and that only means one thing: full court outlet pass pending. Paige leaking out in transition leaves all the Spanish defenders in the dust. Caitlin throws a Hail Mary like quarterback pass, and Paige Bueckers inside secures the touchdown. Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Plum, 2 of the greatest college guards ever, now playing together, dominating in the pros. Watch Caitlin showcase the handle, draws in the help, then finds Plum in the corner, who maneuvers her way baseline and flips it up off the backboard and in. Never let them tell you Caitlin Clark can't defend. Just watch her defensive instincts right here. Howard bricks the free, and the Spanish big is off balance after snagging the board. Watch how Caitlin immediately senses the danger. She knows exactly where the next pass is going. She gets ahead of it, intercepts the ball in the opposition's paint, and scores her easiest points probably of the whole tournament. If you didn't know, Caitlin Clark is the best passer in women's basketball, and that's why they have her inbounding the ball. 2.5 seconds to go. Angel overpowers everyone in close proximity, getting to her spot under the rim. Caitlin finds her, and Angel does the rest, beating the buzzer in the paint with the right hand finish. And I'm running out of superlatives now to describe Caitlin Clark's playmaking. One dribble off the handoff to Kelsey Plum, her triple is good, and then again, this time in transition. Angel to Clark, Clark to Paige, free from the corner, goes down, then Paige on the dribble, stumbles, still finds Caitlin, she dishes it to Copper, who beats the closeout and drops in the high arcing free. Similar play, same outcome, Clark and Copper, simple 2-man game. Kalia moving off the ball from the top of the key to the wing, gets the ball back from CC, and she knocks down another tough long ball with a hand in her face. It doesn't matter. Caitlin Clark's Hall of Fame dimer ensures you're gonna make more shots than usual. And that right there is all she wrote. Caitlin Clark, after all the disrespect, still reps her national team colours with pride, representing her country on the global global stage the best way imaginable. She didn't let any rivalries or outside noise stop her from handling business, helping her country qualify for the World Cup, going 5-0 undefeated, winning tournament MVP, averaging 11.6 points, 6.4 assists and 1.6 rebounds per game while shooting 53% from the field. It doesn't get much better than that in limited playing time. But if you've made it up to this point and haven't already, make sure to subscribe to support the channel. In a content creator space full of AIs, we are one of the few people left, so you can support us by sharing the video, liking it and turning on notifications so you never miss an upload. And by the way, if you don't remember the day when Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese teamed up together and destroyed Team USA, then you missed out big time. So click the big box in the middle of your screen right now to relive that crazy moment. And on that note, it's DKM signing out. Until next time, and peace.